Good afternoon, everybody. It's Ia Patsy, and I am here finally to do a reading for those born under the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the time period between now and the end of August 2018. Um, so, what I'm going to do today is finishing up the use of this new deck that I'd gotten recently, and it's called the Divine Feminine and Masculine Reunited deck, and this is by Christabel Jessica. And this deals with the divine masculine and divine feminine who are in a relationship with one another at this point. Okay, so they're back together, either living together, married, or in communication. So you know who your person is, and even if you're not living with them physically, you all are in contact, um, and there is a relationship. Okay, so this deck is 44 tarot cards. I'm sorry, 44 oracle cards, and they're broken down into four groups of 11 each. And that would be the male energy, female energy, the shadow, and the like. So, the light, rather. And I have been having these are very interesting readings that have been coming out. And so, since I did not um, do any notifications about this, because I have been down here since early, and after doing my prayers and my offerings and taking phone calls and all that I had to do, I said, you know what, the best thing for me to do is just go on ahead and get started. So that is what we're doing. So if you come into the room, which I hope you do, um, please don't forget to like the video so that whenever I do live streams, you will get notification. And anyone else who is subscribed, they will get a notification about this live stream that will come up in their feed, right? But at the end of this reading, I'm going to be doing an additional extended part of the reading that I'm going to upload to Vimeo. And that part of the reading will be using the cards from the Sacred Tarot deck. The Tarot of Sexual Magic deck by Los Cabero and Lisa Twan. And we'll see what's going on in the bedroom with Taurus this month. Okay. And that'll be, like I said, uploaded to Vimeo. All right. I'll also be using in this particular reading the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms card to clarify um, whatever it is that comes up, and possibly the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck also. So I'm going to get started. And like I said, as you come into the room, just like the video, and thank you all for being patient with me and me not knowing how to do um, the notifications yet, or in a timely fashion to give people a chance to be here. So let's get started with the male energy. Okay, so in this reading, for this time period between now and the end of August 2018, the male energy that we are dealing with this time period will be, for the masculine energy, number 9, which is Thor, the god of action. So, number 9, we know that this is something that is a message from the ancestors. So, this is something that's about your spiritual growth and your spiritual journey. All right, so the masculine is dealing with, he wants to let us know something about actions. Hi, and when you come in, let me know you're here and tell me where you're coming from, what state or country you're in. And like I said, don't forget to like the video. So Let's talk about Thor. See what he's saying. Number 9. Thor speaks. It is I, Thor, and I've come to you today to assist you in learning how to become a being of action. The masculine is innately aligned with making things happen on a physical plane, and each person holds a feminine and masculine energy within. The feminine in this time in particular is learning the lessons of practicing putting dreams into action. Ideas are nothing without taking action. Dreams remain dreams without taking charge of of a situation and doing things to make them become a reality. Do not wait for the universe to come sweeping in and magically present you with the fruits of your goals. Use that beautiful intuition that you possess so strongly and let it guide you to take the steps that will reorient you in the direction of the future of your dreams. Hi, Soltis. How are you? um, once you firmly make the required decisions with conviction and start taking the first steps towards the creation of your goal. You try to have a one-on-one with me. That's why you didn't hit the like button so nobody else joins the room. Okay, his sign is Taurus. Cool. Then you're in the right room. Um, Once you firmly make the required decisions with conviction and start taking the first steps towards the creation of your goal, thank you. The universe will be able to answer your call and provide you with the means to achieve. Use the image on my card as an example of this. See the energy coming off of my Majolinor. What is that? MJOINIR. Okay, the hammer, Majolinor. All right, so the energy that's coming off of his hammer. Consider that the vibrational echoes being created by my exertion. Well, your like isn't showing up on my end, but thank you for liking, please, and thanks for being here with me. These vibrational echoes are received by the universe earnestly and willingly. Also, remember, you're a part of the universe, and if you want to succeed, know that the universe wants you to succeed also. So, this is talking about taking action. It's an eclipse day, yeah, right? Sure, really. That is definitely a good point. So this is talking about taking action, not just on the side of the masculine, but also on the side of the feminine. All right. If you want to manifest your desires and your dreams, you have to take action. Now, what action do you need to take? You need to take some actions that are practical, mundane things, doing what you have to do, putting in work. If you're looking for money or looking for a job, you got to start looking for a job if you want work to come. It's not going to just fall in your lap. If you are trying to find to connect more with your partner, then do things that are going to give you all time to connect or take actions to make those connections happen and stay in contact with your partner. The other things that you go through in your life that you want help from the creator and the divine. Okay. Well, that's the long distance kind of relationship, right? Soltis. Yeah, if you take this action and turn it towards those things that you're trying to manifest. Okay? So this is for both the male and female for this month. So let's see what the feminine is trying to convey to us today. The feminine got number 3, Isis. So this is the goddess of magic. Isis is the goddess of magic. And so that is the information and the energy that the feminine wants to convey to us for this time period between now and the end of August 2018. Magic. So, is this what you're trying to manifest? Is this you taking your actions and manifesting? Is this the action that Thor is talking about for the feminine? Are you trying to let the masculine know that you've already been working your magic and you're quite aware of your magic? Okay? And maybe what he's feeling is the effects of your magic. Oh, you took action today, did you? Okay, so let's see what number 3, Isis, is talking about. So, Isis, I've come to today to bring forward the energy of the ancient divine feminine magic. I'm available to all women who are here walking the earth at this time, reclaiming their title of creatrix. 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 The way I have been depicted within this deck shows an important part of my story. I am shown moments before I found my beloved Osiris after his death. When I discovered that he had been murdered, grief took over. To this day, legend still states that my tears filled the Nile. This is an accurate representation of how much despair I felt. I felt that grief deeply. I used the emotion as creative fuel and roamed Egypt until I found my beloved and brought him back to light with the strength of my feminine power. As you read these words, something is gently stirring within you, a remembrance of your magical power, of who you really are. The healing arts have been stripped away from women for eons and eons through the fall of consciousness. We are now entering a time where it's becoming safer and safer to hold this power again. I ask you to work on using your situations and emotions as fuel to catapult you into a new path of creation and healing for yourself and others. You are now free to be seen, to come out of the woodwork and show your magical abilities with strength. So, Isis is encouraging us to stand up and show who we are. Spirit came to me and said the same thing. Solstice is saying, Spirit came to me and said the same thing. The divine feminine needs to send her healing out to her masculine in true love form. Absolutely. Absolutely. There are those of us who know that for whatever reason, our masculines are having a tough go of it right now, especially with all of this Cancer retrograde time and all of that, especially if your masculine has Cancer in his chart somewhere. So it's very emotional, very trying. The awakening is happening at the same time for some of them as other things that are Cancer rising, okay, that are life changing events may be going on around them. And so there's a lot that they're going through. They may not be in contact with us, or when they are in contact, they may be kind of sad or, in the doldrums or whatever. So what we need to do, I think what we're being advised to do is to send them healing and to send them prayers, of course, and to use your magic, to use the powers that you have to bring divine order to his situation. to bring stability to his mind, to bring clarity to his mind, to bring stability to the situation around him so that it's not stressing him any more than it needs to. All right. To help him remember that he has tools that he can put into action to help him out himself during this situation. So, could be that the divine masculines are in such a bad shape that they've got Thor here asking us to spring into action. So Thor may be speaking seriously on the behalf of the masculines that we are dealing with at this time, in this place, on this day. And we are told that we are being given permission, consciously or subconsciously, by the masculines to work our magic on their behalf and on in the behalf of the relationship. Okay, so, and again, 9. So this is a message from your ancestors. So this could be your ancestors, it could be your masculine's ancestors showing up today to let us know that we're being given permission. Those of us who know the worth of our magic and know how to tap into it safely, they're asking us to help. They're asking us to help their son. The energy that you all are going to be dealing with, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, both male and feminine, masculine, feminine energies. What you're going to be dealing with this month is miscommunications. Did I read magic for Isis? I think I did. Yes. Okay. I get ahead of myself sometimes. I'm talking so fast. Okay. Miscommunications. Number 3. Number 2, rather, miscommunication. So this is 2, so it's a miscommunication on both your parts. All right. So this is not talking about being deceitful or lying as much as it's talking about not hearing what the other one is trying to say. Okay. Or not getting your point across effectively. So let's see what this is about. Number 2, miscommunication. Yeah, this must be retrograde because now I'm showing nobody in the room. Number 2, and this is the shadow. Is there a situation in your life that is requiring an open mind, an open heart, and clear communication? Feel into what this situation is and have an objective look at how this situation is being perceived from your point of view and everyone else's involved. It's okay for each of us to have our own opinion, as we each have our own unique soul heritage. Yes, must be interference from the retrograde. We'll blame it on that. Feel into this situation. Feel into what this situation is and have an objective look on how this situation is being perceived from your point of view and anyone else who is involved. It's okay to ask each of us to have, it's okay for each of us to have our own opinion, as we each have our own unique soul heritage and life path. Differences of opinion can initially lead to fear of rejection and abandonment. Once you have discerned what feelings are coming up for you surrounding the situation, do some searching regarding the origins of those feelings earlier in life and work on bringing them to the light. After completing this, come back to the situation with a fresh perspective. You will feel more grounded and in a position to communicate clearly with respect for yourself and your boundaries, as well as free will and the boundaries of the other. Using sentences starting with I feel instead of you did can make a dramatic difference in the reception of your perspective. So in other words, when you're communicating your perspective, use words like I feel or I felt or I thought, right? Rather than you did this or you made me feel this. Another tool that can assist us in using another tool that can assist us is using a compliment sandwich to express your point of view, starting with the positive, injecting your main point in the middle, and then finishing on a gentler tone. Okay, so say something positive, slide in what it is that you are concerned about, that's the point that you're trying to make, and then finish with love. Finish on a gentler note, maybe some humor, if you can, something, so that you're not putting your partner, male or female, on the defensive. Again, this is about miscommunication. She thinks it's sixes, he thinks it's nines. Is it a six or is it a nine? Just depends on the way you look at it. Doesn't make anybody wrong or right, it's just a difference of perception. So this month, the males and the females. The male is asking the female to take action, and she is ready, willing, and able to take possession of her magic, of her powers. So, be clear about what it is, about the action that your male needs from you, your masculine needs from you. For some of you, this is reversed. The female could be the one that is needing her male counterpart to take some type of action. And the male needs to be aware that he has the tools that he needs in order to make things orderly for the feminine. All right? But it's about the way that we communicate our needs and the way that we communicate with the divine about what it is that we'd like to happen. What actions are we taking? What is the magic that we are conjuring on behalf of our partner? Hey, Maya. Hi. How are you, Maya? Okay, that's fine. Don't forget to like when you come in the room so that more people can know that we're in here and I'm doing this reading. So we have to make sure that we're communicating to our partner what our needs are. Thank you. Communicating to our partner as to what our needs are and communicating to our partner as to what magic we're putting out, making sure that that whatever it is that you're doing, whatever healing that you're sending, whatever support that you're sending through prayer or even physically, make sure that they understand your intentions, make sure that your intentions are correct, that you are doing this to be supportive and not to be controlling. Save all of the, shouldas and I told yous and all of that for some other time. This is not the time for that because right now they are going through something very, very serious. We were told in previous readings through the other signs, because this is the last sign left, that the masculine was getting his awakening, I think, and I mentioned that earlier. So this is something that you've already been through as a feminine. You've already gone through this part of the journey. And because they feel it differently than we do, they experience it in a different way, we need to be supportive of that, all right? To let them know that this is nothing is wrong with them, physically. Of course, make sure that if they need to get to the doctor and check out things, they can do that. But let them know that this is part of the experience, and it's going to be experienced differently by him because he's a man than it would be by you because he's observed you more than likely going through your awakening, and it hasn't happened like that. It's been, you getting dreams and intuition and synchronicities and stuff. And what we were told earlier this week is that when they get it, it's like a volcano erupting inside of them and they don't know what's going on. And like everything is going crazy around them and inside of them. And these are emotions that they're not used to having to deal with. These are feelings that they are not ever been subjected to before. So they think that something is wrong. And so you are there to calm them down, let them know they're not losing their minds and that they're going to be okay. But this is just Spirit's way of guiding them towards the truth, guiding them towards their awakening. Okay? So, being careful the way we talk to one another, making sure that your words are kind, necessary. What was it? Is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? And if it doesn't fall into all three of those categories, not just one and two, all three of those categories, then keep it to yourself until you can figure a way to make it kind, true, and necessary. So this is the challenge that you all are going to be working on. Again, this is part of your lesson. This is not something that should be causing you to break up. This is something that should cause you all to come back together closer because you're working on these lessons together. This is part of the journey as a twin flame couple. And the card that came up for you all, the tools, the lessons that you've already learned, is transcendence. Here I go with this word again. Transcendence. Transcendence. You know what? I grew up when they talked about transcendental medication, and I think that's meditation. I think that's why I keep having a problem with this word because my mind is back in the 70s and 80s. Whatever. Transcendence. So this is going from being closed to being open and asking for help from the divine, from the ancestors, from the creator, and finally becoming whole. So allowing yourself to be open, to allow yourself to change. So the masculine needs to allow this evolution, this transitioning, this awakening to happen. Okay, good. Let that transition happen. And you, as a feminine, being supportive, and you also embracing your magic. Thinking about what it is that you need to do or what you would like to do. And then opening your arms to the universe and asking the creator, asking your soul family, asking the divine to help you so that you can make the situation whole for yourself and for your partner. You're going to ask for divine order to be established in their situation, in their hearts, to still their minds with peace and clarity. All right? And that their words, with whoever they're dealing with, outside of you even, are clear. That there are no miscommunications, that their needs are being understood, their desires are being taken into consideration, and their actions are being consistent with what it is that they want to manifest. So you're going to be, coaching from the sidelines, even if you're not in their immediate, face. Now, if you're living together, that it may be easier for you because as the situation unfolds, you'll be right there to see what it is that needs to happen. All right, where what is lacking and what needs to focus. Another thing that's part of it, helping them to focus on the task at hand and not to keep talking about or feeling about what happened in the past, to stay in the present and deal with the situation that you all are dealing with, that he or she, whoever is in possession of the masculine energy at this particular time, whichever one of you is going through something that you need the other one's support. All right, let me take a look at transcendence. All right, transcendence. And that's number 3. So, again, this is a gift from the Creator. That's where that light comes from. If you drew transcendence, you're being gently reminded that observing your life and circumstances from multiple points of view is the avenue towards feeling at peace. Often, as humans, we can feel the need to come to one logical resolution when it comes to our lives. Often, as humans, we can feel the need to come to one logical resolution when it comes to our life. The reality is, though, that we are multifaceted beings living in a world based in duality, co creating with the human part of ourselves in conjunction with our higher self. For this reason, it's okay if you find yourself flitting from one perspective to another from minute to minute. Not only is it okay, it's actually the way to get through your problems quicker. Our linear minds work in cognizing reasons for why things happen, why people are acting the way they are, etc. Attempting to explain away our situations and feelings can lead to spiritual bypassing. This can leave us in a position of not feeling the emotion under the surface. Our growth and expansion is dependent on feeling the emotion deeply before returning to the higher perspective. Can you think of a situation in your life right now that requires your attention from an emotive point of view? Can you see the higher wisdom for the experience, the interaction, or the event? Absolutely. So, you know what's going on in your life and what's going on in the life of your counterpart. So right now, maybe you're looking at it from a perspective, the divine perspective. I think what it's saying for you to do is feel the emotions, even if the situation is not yours, and it's something that is affecting your partner in an adverse way, or in a way that is making them feel depleted or weakened or in need of assistance from you, from God. Even if it's not a situation that affects you personally, what they're asking us to do is to try to relate to the situation that our counterpart is experiencing, and once we get in touch with those feelings, then we can go back to, now what is it that I need to do about this? Because by allowing yourself to empathize with your partner, because we are empaths, right? So feeling that, protecting yourself, of course, but also feeling that, putting yourself in their shoes, all right? Putting the what would you need? What would you need if this situation were happening to you? and you were them, what would you need to have done? Outside in the secular world, whatever it is, what are the needs that need to be addressed? They have kids that need to be picked up from school, or they have people that need to come in from out of town, or they need to get something in by a certain deadline, and they need somebody to type it up for them, or edit it, or review it, whatever it is. Okay, think about all those things that go into making this situation turn out in the best way possible for them. And once you have digested that, now, what can you do? What magic can you perform that's going to help make that happen for them? You don't have to be anywhere near them. You could be in another state, you could be in another country. Send protection, send clarity, burn a white candle for their clarity, burn a blue candle for their health, mental health, physical health. Okay? Not focusing on yourself and your relationship with them right this moment, because they're going through a crisis that has nothing to do with you, then this is not about you doing, whatever for your benefit. This is about trying to help them get through, and also showing them how powerful your magic is, because they're trying to catch up with you. And at this time, they're probably getting ready to make that big change, that big change. And again, we are examples, not only to other people or cross watchers, but to them too. They've been watching us, and that's why they're at the stage they are now. Because they're the other half of us, and their half sees their other half doing well, or reaching the space that they are trying to get to. Whether the person that they're living inside of right now hasn't gotten it or not, the spirit knows. The spirit knows what they came for. They may not be conscious of it the same way you're not conscious of yours, but spirit knows, and spirit is recognizing spirit in you. The God in them is recognizing the goddess in you, and it wants to be where you are, but it needs support right now because there's haywire, all kinds of things going haywire. He's in and out. Could he still be Yes, of course. That he can that's part of the twin flame thing. They do go in and out. It does go in and out. But at this point now, if you're, in communication, if you're in reunion, this in and out business is going to start to slow down. They're going to get it because, like I said, they're awakening now. So you can't expect them to be ready when they're not ready yet. And also, because part of your lesson is learning how to do your magic, you're still learning things too. So they may not be ready to come to you until you've mastered this part of learning how to call on your powers when needed and when necessary for the uplifting of them and therefore humankind. So when you learn how to direct this magic towards this loved one, then you'll start to understand how to direct this magic towards other loved ones and humanity. Or maybe you feel more comfortable directing your magic towards people that really don't matter to you, like on a regular day in, day out, strangers. Maybe you have no problem sharing your magic with friends, co-workers, family, but maybe you're a little hesitant to do it for your masculine because maybe you don't want to make him nervous, or you don't want to turn him off or scare him. Right now, he needs your magic. Right now, he needs you. to take action on his behalf because he needs your help. He needs your support. He needs your wisdom. Okay? If you are in reunion with your counterpart, then this is the lesson that you're going to be dealing with for this coming time period. Working on miscommunication and transcendence. Integrating mind, body, and spirit so that your magic can work, so that you can work your magic on behalf of your counterpart and of yourself. So that there's understanding, all right, less miscommunications, and growth. Ashe. Okay. So this is for your cousin Maya. All right. So first of all, thank you for showing your divinity by looking out for your cousin and her twin flame. That's wonderful. And yes, if he's in and out, he could still be a twin flame. They're just not, he's just not ready yet. He hasn't finished his lessons. But the thing for your cousin to do is make sure that she does her lessons, that she does not let his inability to sit still or commit stop her from doing what she needs to do, the lessons that she needs to have. So you could give her these videos if you want to, any of them. Not, it doesn't have to be Taurus only, and just let her look at the different things. And so this will give her a heads up, you know, like a what do you call it? A head start on the situation that she'll be dealing with when he calms down or he gets a little less flighty, you know. So we all have to, the faster that she learns her lessons or the more thoroughly she, you know, learns her lessons, the more versed she is in the situation, then again, it'll help her know not to panic when he is acting flighty. So that she can calm herself. And also, it'll get her to the place where she's going to be okay with however way it is. Because that's what we all need to get to, is to know and feel in our hearts that as much as we want this, as much as we love this person, as much as we want this connection, this is not about just the romantic part of this journey. It's about the lessons. And that if something happens and for some reason we do not connect, then that means that it wasn't meant for us to connect right now. And that maybe they're not ready. Maybe you are being protected from something that you don't even know you're being protected from. Because all things work together for the good. All things. And so we have to be grateful. We have to give gratitude. We have to be thankful in all things. 43 when I said that. So these cards are going to be from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck. And that is by Colette Baron Reed. And let's see what else we need. What other information we need to help us on this, for this task ahead of us. Excellent. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, nice. Okay. She still goes out. All right. So don't stop your life. Go out and have fun. Get out in nature. Okay, we got messages about giving it a rest, taking a vacation from one another, mentally and spiritually, even taking a break from this work. So that when you are needed, like now, for this action, you're not depleted. Okay? Pay attention to your lessons. Get out in nature, treat yourself, go to the spa, go get your pedicure, go get your nails done, your hair done, go shopping, not over shopping. You know, make some romantic time for yourself and your partner. And if they can't be there, make romantic time for yourself. Go down and get some lobster, some, seafood, whatever it is that, filet mignon, whatever it is that makes you feel good and makes you feel better. That's just raising your vibration, raising their vibration too, of course. Well, where's the phone? Oh, no, no, no. Microsoft. I called them earlier and they called me back. I don't know why they're calling me again. Excuse me so much. Microsoft doesn't give protection from malware. You're just paying for access to applications. And they still want to charge you for purchases inside of the application. So what is it that you're paying for? Nonsense. Anyway, see if we can get one more. Thank you. Just flew right out there. Okay, very good. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, so the first card that fell on top of our masculine energy was the Dragon's Jewel, number 23. This talks about inner conflict. This talks about conscious choices and morality. All right, so this is the duality of our natures, right? Male and female, light and dark, black and white, up and down, all of that. This is something that can be healing. All right, but it's been going on for eons. But you don't have to be stuck in it because there is a way out of it. The ends are open, but it's just that we're used to the tug back and forth. So this is 23, so this is 5. This is a change. So again, there are changes that are going on for the divine masculine, inner conflict, the awakening, whatever the situation is besides his spiritual awakening that is giving him inner conflict. This spiritual awakening could be in conflict with his previous spiritual beliefs. You know, the way he was raised, maybe this whole spiritual thing is something very taboo to him. All right. And this is something that he's going to have to make a choice about. So that means that he has to understand it and accept it. Right. And accept the healing. So, in other words, this is like the universe is causing this change to happen in a dramatic way, in a dramatic fashion. And they're going to have to make some choices about who it is that they want to be going forward and how they want to be going forward. All right. The next energy. So that's the action. That's the action. That's what's going on inside of them. That's that vibration that they're feeling, the awakening. The next card that came here for the feminine, the Arrow Master. Hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. This is the magic that your masculine has been asking you to convey. Looking at the situation from a different perspective, deciding what and where your help is needed or where your prayers are needed, because you're going to direct it precisely at the situation while you're detached. Because this may not be a situation that's affecting you personally. This could be something that's going on with him and his family, his job, something with his career, something that is primarily a concern for your masculine. But this is saying that you are going to be, could also say that someone in this relationship is Sagittarius, some fire sign. Yeah. Your intention, down here in the corner looking like Tinkerbell. All right. So that's the spark of the divine, right? Now, when we watch Peter Pan, right, everybody had to clap to keep Tinkerbell, getting her stronger so that she could, come back to life. Again, intentions. So again, you're sending light to your counterpart. You're sending light. You're sending your magic. All right, and you are detached from it because you're looking at this objectively. You are doing your work. It's not directly affecting you, and you're allowing your whatever boundaries are in place, you are setting boundaries and you're respecting the boundaries of your masculine while he is going through this. Even though he's asking for your help and support, he might not need your physical presence right now. Okay, so your cousin-in-law, he just lost his job. Okay, so that's something that she can affect from objectively. She does. There's nothing that she can do unless she's got a job to hire him for. Okay, but she can send out positive energy for him. She could help him post his resume. She can, make inquiries and things like that if that's what she's able to do. But if not, just encouraging him, giving him positive energies, not making him feel any worse than he already feels. Because for men, losing their job is kind of like losing their identity, especially if it was a job that they liked or a job that they put a lot into. But it doesn't matter. For masculines, when they're out of work, it takes away a piece of who they are because they identify themselves so much with what they do, because they're action, right? So action, what they do, and if they can't provide, not even provide, just to know that they have a job, they get very nervous because they they're not they can't perceive, like what's going to happen next. So if I don't have a job, then I'm going to be poor and I'm going to end up as a bum, and then I'm going to lose my home and I'm going to lose my family. I'm going to lose my feminine who wants somebody that's out of work. All of these things are going on in their heads. So that's a good example of it, losing their job or going out on disability. They get injured at work. Okay. So besides worrying about their physical aches and pains and hurts and losses, they're also worrying about how long am I going to be able to get benefits? Is it going to be able to cover my bills? Am I going to have help? Am I going to have to go move back home? Am I going, all of these things that go on in their heads because they're in a panic, as you would be. But we don't get like that about jobs and stuff. We know we're going to find a job, and we know the resources that we can tap into in case we can't find one for the long run. But for men, it's about their pride. They don't want to go to social services. They don't want to ask for help. They're not going to go to church and tell them, oh, we don't have money for the rent and that kind of stuff. They just don't, that they will end up being in the street before they do all of that. So setting them positive reinforcement, asking for divine order to be established for them. All right. Trying not to have too many miscommunications. Ask for clarity if you don't understand something. Like if you say to him, do you want me to come and help you? Let's say they had a death in the family. Do you want me to come? And they say, no. Okay. But maybe later on, don't get your feelings hurt. Understand why. Understand what the boundaries are and why. And this may not be to insult you, it may be to protect you because you don't know what's going on over there and they don't want you subjected to the nonsense. So don't take it as an offense, take it as a protection. To keep yourself from getting out of alignment with your divinity. Don't take it personal. None of it. Anything that's going on right now with them, any way that they come off funky, don't take it personal. Stay in your divine place so that you can be ready to take action when necessary, right? So the energy that fell with the keeper with the miscommunication was number 38, keeper of the scales, balance, fairness. So that balancing out the miscommunication. And 3 and 8 is 11. Again, manifesting. Manifesting something, reiterating the twin flame journey. Let's see what that's talking about. The keeper of the scales, number 38. I don't think we ever got that in any of the readings of any of the different decks. So 38. The law of harmony is enacted when the keeper of the scales comes to you as an ally. Align with her, as the law states, making conscious choices that create balance in your life. When you do, you also magically align with the abundance of the universe and the powerful forces of synchronicity. This creates conditions and possibilities that lead to the fulfillment of your highest intentions. Harmony begins with the self and then resonates outwards to others. You're in harmony with yourself when you nurture yourself with love, respect, and acceptance, always fully taking responsibility for your own actions. Only then can you be in harmony with others. This is because love is the central force that connects all of life and aligns you with like-minded others. Another message is restoration and the positive, fair resolution in all disputes, including those involving the legal system or other important exchanges. The keeper of the scales is a just and kind friend, always making sure that balance is activated on your path. The challenge. Events are turning your life upside down, and you may be dizzy and confused. Are you feeling that life is unfair to you right about now? Do you believe others are getting ahead and leaving you behind? Could your ego be throwing things off? Your pride and self-centeredness may be weighing down the scales. Another message could pertain to the behaviors of others throwing your life out of whack. Are you around drama that causes you to become ungrounded or get caught up in it? The keeper of the scales says it is time to take a break. Do whatever it is that's necessary to bring yourself back into balance. Let go of all people, behaviors, or conditions that bring you into disharmony. You will be very grateful when balance is restored and you're off of this roller coaster. Remember that what goes around comes around. Justice will be served one way or another, and harmony will be restored. Ashe, established. Divine order established in this situation for myself and for my partner. Okay? There could be someone that's involved in this situation who has Libra in their chart somewhere also, or Aries. Okay? So it could be any fire sign and air sign that could be taking pivotal roles in this situation. But whatever it is, don't let yourself get dragged into it. Maybe them asking you or telling you, no, don't come, or, I got this, whatever, is protecting you from a lot of negative energy that you would be subjected to. And because we are empaths, we need to protect ourselves from certain things at certain times. And right now, you may be stronger. Your magic may be stronger or more potent when you're not being inundated with all the negativity that's actually going on in their environment. You don't want your magic diluted by the nonsense that's going on around them. And that may be what he's trying to tell you, maybe not in the nicest way, maybe not in the most gallant way, maybe not in the most eloquent way. But that's why you're watching this and you're getting these messages now. They're letting you know, don't take it personal, and understand that this may be their way of protecting you from stuff that you don't need to be privy to. But it's fairness and balance. So again, ask for a divine order to be established in the situation for your divine. So the last energy that we gotten here from the wisdom of the hidden realms is the ringmaster of scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, details. Number 9, again, directions from the ancestors, from your soul team, letting you know. Let me turn this down so we don't have to get interrupted by that. Sorry. And 4. Okay, so the ringmaster of scrutiny, discernment, clear visions, and details. So maybe right now, your divine masculine or your divine partner maybe needing to pay attention to details, what's going on around him. And again, that may be what you're there to remind him of. Hey, did you do this? Did you remember to do that? Did you call this person? Did you do that? That could be what it is. That could be part of the magic that you bring clarity, that you bring order, that you like take them out of their selves and bring them to what's necessary, what's practical. You're being the practical person this time. You're being the logical person this time. And right now, they may not say it, but they appreciate it. They rely on you for that and all your magic. When the high ringmaster scrutiny, number 9, almost started something else there. Okay. The ringmaster of scrutiny is all about the details. Look closely and pay attention to the smallest elements of what's being presented to you on your path. It's in these details, not the broad strokes, that you'll find the breathtaking beauty and perfection in what you observe. This ally is on your side to point out to the deeper meaning of what unfolds in your life and remind you that every moment counts. Staying present in this perfect moment, observing the minute things, leads you to manifest your highest good and greatest desires. Grand gestures are for other times. It's the smallest acts that really count now. When the ringmaster of scrutiny appears as your challenger, he warns you to observe your situation with discernment and clarity. It's time to see the flaws in the foundations you and others have built under you. It also seems that you may be getting caught up in the details of your dream when really it's time to leave that to the divine. Perhaps you're worrying about the past and the future too much, forgetting that the dream is created in now time. Often the ringmaster of scrutiny also brings a warning to read the fine print and watch for hidden agendas when you're involved with others. Don't worry, whatever your current challenges, things can be resolved as soon as you cultivate detachment and trust that the details will be taken care of once you turn them over to the divine. The universe has an uncanny way of self correcting when you get out of your own way. So, your divine partner may be scattered in whatever's going on in their life, and they may not be paying attention to the details. And your job may just be to remind them to look at that paperwork, consult an attorney or an accountant, someone that they trust, get a second opinion, whatever it is. Help them get the phone number to the place or get the address to where they need to go, or whatever it is. But help them pay attention to the details and not to get caught up in the nonsense. There could be someone around them that doesn't mean them any good, and maybe this message is here for you to be alert on their behalf and send that positive, protective energy around them. Okay, send that energy around them to protect them. Because even with him losing his job, Maya, that could be a blessing in disguise. Imagine how many people didn't 9/11, regular middle of the week Tuesday workday. Some people got up late, some people decided to call in sick, some people stopped at the Starbucks and was running late or whatever, or the train was late or whatever, and they did not get to work, and that saved their lives. There's lots of stories like that. People trying to catch a plane and then they miss it and they're fussing at the gate and the plane takes off and then they find out that the plane crashed somewhere else. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, right? But I'm saying things like that. So maybe I know of somebody that lost their job and then within like 6 months there was some kind of a sting or something and there was all kinds of shady federal, violation stuff going on, and that person didn't have anything to do with it and they weren't dragged into it because they had been fired before. And they didn't know what was going on, but everybody else that was there, now they had to go get lawyers and prove that they weren't involved and stuff like that. So sometimes these things that we see as a bad thing turn out to be a protection for us later on. But it's hard to see that again while you're in it because you're dealing in the present and not the future. But our jobs as divines, and Maya, if you're divine and your cousin is divine, you can help her pray for her husband, for her boyfriend. You can help that because you have that magic. We all do. We could all pray for him that he finds a job by Monday. Try it, see what happens. See if you help your cousin send positive energy to her masculine. If you all work your magic together, let's see what manifests. Give it a try. Think about it, talk to her about it, and let us know what happens. That just came to me. I don't know. Maybe that's what they wanted to tell you. That maybe you need to help her. Help her, help him. Again, because when you raise their vibration, you raise our vibration, and then we all benefit from it. All right. We don't want him to be sad and depressed because he's not working. That brings down everybody's vibration. So if you two divine feminines can put your focus on establishing, that's not for you to wonder or figure out. That's between the divine, the creator, and their spirits. You're not supposed to judge. If they're supposed to be together, they'll be together. If they're not, they won't. You send her clarity and you send him clarity. But whether he's right for her or not, he needs to be working in any event, because just pray for clarity and for divine order to be established in her life and in his life. All right? Clarity and order. So that order can take a form of anything. If he's not supposed to be for her, then he'll be removed. But if he is, then things will straighten out as the way that they're supposed to. And if she's not supposed to be with him, it'll be revealed to her. Your job is just to pray for divine order to be established and for clarity. And again, detachment from the situation, because it doesn't affect you except the fact that she's your cousin. But this is their thing. But it gives you the opportunity to work your magic muscles. And it's always good when we get a chance to show our magic. Because the positiveness that you send to them is only going to balance, is only going to go on the good side of the scale for you for your own life. And maybe by focusing on their situation in a positive manner and sending positive light to them, it'll help somewhere else down the line for you. Paying it forward. Paying it forward. Okay. So, the ringmaster of scrutiny, being able to discern, having a clear vision, and paying attention to details. All right, so those are the 4 energies that you all are dealing with for the time period. Those of you who are Taurus, who are watching this now, those of you who are joining this reading later, those of you who are drawn to this reading just because. Maybe you have Taurus or Earth signs in your chart. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Okay, you may and not be aware of it. We don't always know all of those aspects and planets and where they are. You're lucky if you know your sun, moon, and rising, and you can always find those things out by going onto the internet and Googling natal charts or birth charts, and they'll give you that info. Okay, so let's see if we can get another final message from the Conscious Spirit Oracle by Kim Dwyer. Number 22. Number of twin flames, manifestation, Archangel Gabriel. I invite Gabriel to bring hope and intuition into my life. So you are going to work your magic to bring hope. You're going to use your intuition to bring hope and order and clear communications into this situation and into your life. That's what this is about. This is part of the twin flame journey, 22. This is what we're here to do. Okay, so tap into Archangel Gabriel. You can also Google Archangel Gabriel and get more information. There may be prayers that you can do to bring divine order, establish divine order in this situation for your partner. But you're capable of it. And you have all the tools that you need. And if you're not sure, you can watch these 12 videos that were done. Actually, I think they're 14 because one was an unboxing and one was just a test drive for it when I was, as I'm trying to learn this deck, as we are learning these lessons together. So take a look at them, watch them, see what resonates with you, see what tips you can pick up. Put all of this work to good use for yourself. There is a reason why these lessons are being presented. There was a reason why I came across this deck, and this, arbitrarily said, okay, let me try this, and was able to order it and have it shipped all the way from Australia and use it here. This is a tool, not only for me, but also to share with all of you. So take advantage of it. For those of you who would like to know what's going on in the bedroom or what concerns there are in terms of your sexual part of your relationship, and that could be whether you're divine or not, or whether you're in union or not, please feel free to join me over on Vimeo. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go over there and record that, and then I'll be uploading it. Well, I lied. I think I'm going to order something to eat because I haven't eaten. I had something this morning. My son bought me some breakfast and coffee, which is why I'm able to do this. But I'm going to do that, and then when I'm done with that, I'm probably going to just do some live questions and answers. That's what I had on my mind this morning to do. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, exercise your spirituality. So I'm going to try to come back. What time is it? 3:45? I don't know. What time they're going to deliver the food? I haven't even ordered it yet. Okay, so whatever. I'll try to tell you guys something. But let's say around 6-ish, 7 at the latest, because it's Thursday, right? Okay. Yeah. So I'll come back later. Maybe we'll do regular Romance Angel Oracle card love readings. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do that. And let's see, for our final, let's get a postcard from Spirit. Maybe they can give us some affirmations or directions about the situation. I look forward to seeing you later too, Maya. Maya. Okay, here we go. Okay, this message is, hope floats. Dearest you, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside of your everyday moment-to-moment experience, thinking you will find happiness out there someday? Many go chasing it. Many go chasing a magic it out there, but it can never be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy, and every time you wake up, and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside of you. Joy and happiness and fulfillment comes from doing joy, from being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, and lighting it in your heart so you can share it. You must know this so when the time comes, you must know this so that when the time comes, you will be fully free and your joyful being and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss, for they mean that you have lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute of it. We all love you like crazy over here. So that's the message from your ancestors. They're encouraging you. You are joy. They know you make them happy because you're doing your work and you are ascending. You're working your magic. They're happy with you and what you are doing so far. So keep up the good work, all right? Work on those issues. Ask for divine order to be established in your partner's life. Send them clarity, send them white light, send them healing, uplift them. Put on the good music at your house, in your place. Dance for them. Speak to the Creator on their behalf. Pray for them. Pray for strength. Because they're your counterpart. So when you're praying for them, you're praying for yourself too. So anyway, everybody, I will see you guys later on the flip side, and then in the Vimeo. And I will also try to come back later on and just do, maybe I'll try to do the Romance Angel Oracles for those people who are regular lovers and aren't involved in this extra stuff, this twin flame stuff, and see what the messages are that we need to share. Okay, so thank you all very much. I'll talk to you later. Love you guys. All right, and don't forget to like and share these messages. All right, bye-bye.